to 6. There are disciples who practice light skills and fly longitudinally, and they are slightly small, although they are 9th grade martial artists. They are not afraid of 8th rank martial artists in terms of speed. And so on and so forth. Every inner disciple who can participate in the competition is extremely talented, and often has something amazing. However, this time the big competition, in the end, it is still necessary to decide the victory or defeat with strength. He is also a 9-rank martial artist and a first-class master, and his strength must also be strong and weak. It's like the world of the Condor shooting. Chu Zhiji, Mei Chaofeng, Wang Zhiyi, Ouyang Qi, Lingji Shangren, Sha Tongshan, Liang Ziweng and others are all first-class masters in the world, but the difference in strength is not small. Chu Zhiji and Mei Chaofeng should belong to the same level, located at the top of the first-class masters. Wang Zhiyi, Ouyang Qi, Lingji Shangren, Sha Tongshan, Liang Ziweng and others are the weakest. Soon after, the 5 elders of the mixed Yuan sect appeared in the front stands of the martial arts arena along with the head He Songnian. He Songnian had taken some precious drugs at this time, and his complexion had improved slightly, but his internal injuries had not diminished in the slightest. After an elder announced the rules of this big contest, the contest began quickly. There were a total of 11 inner disciples who were eligible to participate in this competition. Fight in 2. First round, draw. There is a one-person turn. After some extraction, Liu Changqing was lucky to become the person of the void and directly advanced to the next game. The remaining 5 groups of disciples competed. The 10 inner disciples of the competition, the mixed Yuan Gong is all cultivated to the 4th layer, the internal strength is not much different. The victory or defeat of the competition depends on the degree of cultivation of other martial arts moves, as well as the on-site play. Liu Changqing didn't need to compete, and he was happy to watch these disciples make a move on the sidelines, just to see the strength of these inner disciples. The same 9th grade martial artist, the strength is at a level, although there are strengths and weaknesses, it often takes dozens of moves to distinguish the victory and defeat. Bang, 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 bang. In the midst of a fierce exchange. Gradually, some people lose, and the winners show great strength. The 5 inner disciples who won in the end were Wang Zheng, 22 years old, became an inner disciple 4 years ago, the son of Wang Mingjung, an elder of the mixed Yuan sect. With cultivation resources that were not comparable to other disciples, and his strength was strong. Lin He, 23 years old, became an inner disciple 5 years ago. He was the first to cultivate external skills to return to the Yuan palm. And now the mixed Yuan Gong has also cultivated to the 4th layer, and the 2 major 9-grade level exercises are coordinated, and they are among the top among the 9-rank martial artists. Compared with the first-class masters of the Condors, it should be comparable to the Chu Zhiji, and the probability of winning the first place this time is not small. Yang Kai, 22 years old, became an inner disciple 3 years ago, cultivating light skill flying to the Xiao Cheng level, and was the highest light skill among inner disciples. Wu Shan, 25 years old, became an inner disciple 6 years ago, and was faintly about to break through the 5th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong and become an 8th-ranked disciple. With the strongest internal strength. Kui Zhuxuan, 18 years old, became an inner disciple more than 2 years ago, a genius disciple who cultivated the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong at the youngest age. And his strength could not be underestimated. If he postponed the holding of the great contest for a few more years, he would have a great chance of becoming a true disciple, because by then, he might have already cultivated to the 5th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong and ranked among the 8th-rank martial artists. In terms of qualifications, he was the most talented person in the mixed Yuan sect. And he, in fact, has already been focused on by the mixed Yuan sect. If he can cultivate to the 5th level of the mixed Yuan Gong before the age of 20, and his strength reaches the 8th rank, he will directly become one of the true disciples of the mixed Yuan sect. So strong. Seeing the strength of these genius disciples, the disciples outside the martial arts arena showed their amazement. Even some inner disciples are ashamed of themselves. There are indeed many powerful martial artists among the inner disciples of the mixed Yuan sect, which should not be underestimated. After watching the confrontation of these disciples, Liu Changqing also thought secretly in his heart. If his dragon elephant Rugong was still in the 7th layer, it was quite a 9th grade strength. Even if you add the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong, the 2 exercises are both 9 grade levels, and when they are powerful, they may not be able to guarantee defeating all disciples and becoming the first in the inner gate. Because his mixed element Gong had only just broken through the 4th layer. These disciples had been cultivating in the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong for several years, and their skills were even more profound. However, now Liu Changqing is not worried at all. Not long ago, through the golden finger Yuan spirit bead, he sacrificed the mixed Yuan Gong, a grandmaster technique, and raised the dragon and elephant Rugong to the 8th layer, which is comparable to the strength of an 8th grade martial artist. Unless some of the 5 disciples who won hid their strength and reached the 8th rank level. Otherwise, no one would be his opponent. Yes, these 5 disciples are all extremely talented people. Their strength is considered strong among the 9th grade martial artists, and after a few more years of cultivation, when they can have the strength of an 8th rank martial artist, as long as they do not fall during their growth, they can at least become the top of the 7th rank in the future. Several elders in the front stand were also somewhat satisfied with these disciples. The 7th rank martial artist, an absolute master, is already the pillar force of a sect. However, the head He Songnian's expression did not change much. Although the performance of these 5 winning disciples was good, they were still slightly short of his requirements. No one is incomparably close to the strength of the 8th rank martial artist. If He Songnian was not seriously injured and had enough time, he could naturally cultivate a true disciple to the top level of the 7th rank within 10 years. Unfortunately, time does not wait for me, he does not have much time. It is simply impossible to select the strongest disciple among these disciples in a short period of time and help them reach the strength of the 7th rank. Chief, in your opinion, which disciple will this strongest person be? At this time, an elder asked He Songnian. Wang Zhong, Lin He, and Wu Shan's 3 disciples are stronger in strength, and the true disciple should be one of the 3 of them. He Songnian said slowly. Several elders also nodded in agreement. With the eyes of He Songnian and several elders, naturally can be found, out of 5. Although Yang Kai has achieved light success in cultivating flying steps, this is a big competition after all, and his strength is still slightly weaker than others to divide the victory and defeat. If it is a life and death battle, he can't beat other warriors, but he can escape with light skills. Kui Jushwen has the highest talent, but he is also the youngest, has the shortest cultivation time, his potential has not fully exploded, and his strength is also weak. Wang Zhong, Lin He, and Wu Shan are equal, and who wins and who loses will only know if they compare. You also missed a disciple. The white-haired elder who was the oldest in his generation, He Xuanyi, suddenly spoke. Oh, senior uncle, he is talking about that disciple of the void. Several elders also immediately understood who He Xuanyi was talking about. Lu Changqing, I know that this disciple, born with divine power, was once the strongest disciple of the outer gate, occupying the first 4 years of the outer gate. An elder said, innate divine power, having such talent, is also extremely rare, but he only broke through the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong not long ago, even if he has the help of innate divine power. I am afraid it is not the opponent of several other people. Another elder also said. These elders were obviously not optimistic about Lu Changqing. Chapter 7 Top 6 match At the end of the first round of the competition, several of the winning disciples took a breath and recovered a bit. Proceed to the next round of competition. The 6 disciples, including Lu Changqing, continued to draw lots and fought in pairs. Lu Changqing won the number 3, and his opponent was the youngest Kui Jushwen. Wang Zhong and Yang Kai are both number 1. Lin He and Wu Shan are both number 2. After selecting the opponent, 3 groups of disciples competed at the same time. The inner disciples who can enter the next round of the competition are extremely close to each other's strength, the gap is very small, and it takes longer to separate the victory and defeat. On the competition stage, Wang Zhong and Yang Kai had already fought each other. As the son of elder Wang Mingjung, Wang Zhong not only usually can obtain many resources provided by Wang Mingjung for cultivation, but also can get the guidance of Wang Mingjung. A 7th grade master, and his own talent is not bad, and his strength is extremely strong. What he shot was the mixed Yuan sect grandmaster technique, the great mixed Yuan hand. Between the shots, the internal force of the mixed element gong drove the vitality of heaven and earth to shake, and the big mixed element hand slapped out one phantom after another. Although he only cultivated some of the moves of the great mixed elemental hand, his power was extremely strong. As an inner disciple, Yang Kai naturally also cultivated the great mixed Yuan hand, but cultivating this grandmaster level exercise, it is not easy to achieve something. And at the same time it requires a lot of resources. Yang Kai is obviously not as heavy as Wang in terms of moves. He touched Wang Zhong a few times, took a few steps back, knew that he was invincible, and began to avoid his edge, relying on his body to quickly dodge. Yang Kai's cultivation of light skill flying longitudinal steps is already Xiao Cheng realm, the first light skill among all disciples, and its longitudinal flickering. Wang Zhong has no way to take him for a while. It's just that due to the limitation of the competition venue, Yang Kai has limited space to move, and it is difficult to truly exert the advantages of light work. Yang Kai understood that his strength was not as good as Wang Zhong, and while performing light skills to dodge, he waited for the opportunity to find Wang Zhong's weakness. Wanting to find an opportunity to defeat him. On the other side, Lin He and Wu Shan also clashed. The strength of these 2 people is really equal, and they directly collide. Lin He, mixed Yuan Gong and Gui Yuan hand cultivate both inside and outside. Both exercises have reached the 9th grade level, and when they are coordinated, their power is unmatched. Wu Shan, in the 4th layer of the mixed Yuan Gong, has been cultivating for a full 6 years, and is about to break through to the 5th layer. And his internal strength is the most abundant of all the disciples, and with the moves of the great mixed Yuan hand, the power is equally amazing. Both of them are at the top level of the 9th rank, and their strength corresponds to the Chu Ji in the Condor, which belongs to 1 level. In the hand, the 2 palmed each other, and a roar erupted in the air. The entire martial arts arena was stirred up in the dust. It's hard to tell the difference between victory and defeat for a while. The last group, Lu Changqing versus Kui Jushwen. At the moment when Lu Changqing appeared on the test table. First chapter previous chapter.